Hello folks, welcome to day 6 and I'm going to start off the day with the standard approach that we take, which is a puzzle streak. We stopped yesterday at 20. I'm going to spend the first 10 minutes doing this, post which we are going to look at the intermezzo, which is what was the theme that we were working with. This seems to be a straightforward puzzle. I give this check, he has to take either this check, he moves away somewhere. I guess it's a straightforward one. Right, let's look at puzzle number 22 in the puzzle streak theme. This seems to be a mate in 2 puzzle because we simply have the rook and the queen creating this simple mating net. Absolutely simple puzzle. And let's look at the next set. Check. King has to come up. Check. Pawn push. I don't seem to be having anything after this. Alright, let's see what's happening. Just check, the king comes up. Queen check. Pawn push, and then I don't have anything. Oh no, I do have this bishop coming in the center. Okay, no, not really. What am I saying? Knight check, king comes up. Knight check, king comes up. Queen check, pawn comes up. Then nothing. This bishop does not help me much. Oh, okay. Still not sure. How do we progress? We don't have a dark color bishop to do anything about it. This check doesn't seem to be working. Alright folks, so I'm a bit lost on this puzzle. Initial thought might be wrong. Do we have anything better in this position? Do we have a fork? By any chance this is hanging? Since we see that this knight is hanging, do we have a fork? By any chance the bishop went right back here, allowing this particular piece is hanging. But I don't see an easy way to exploit that position or exploit that situation. So I'm not really sure how do we go about doing this. This check here, king comes up. Of course, bishop here was a mistake. It would have been mate in 1. So I think the right decision to move it right back there. Alright folks, I think I'll have to figure out, let me try the first move. First move I know is right. The only problem is I'm not able to find a great follow-up for this puzzle. So if I give this check, the pawn pushes front, post which I don't have anything. Okay, then I can try to get this knight in and try to deliver this mate. This is not really a mate, so it's not working. The bishop is protecting the square. Let's check here. Knight takes, does not work. Check here. Let me just skip this move. My thought process was right, but I did not find a good continuation. What do I do next? How do I punish the opposition? Just not able to follow this situation here. So let's see. How do we go about doing this? Just a bit lost here. The knight can come here. This is not a mate. Queen takes, not a mate. I take this. Yes, I think this is how it works. Great, finally I found it. It took me 5 minutes to get this puzzle out of the way. This seems to be a straightforward one. I think I just played it too soon. Did not think enough. Right, folks, so we did 3 moves and 23 we stop. Alright, this is a mate in 2 puzzle. So yeah, it's because we're starting off, it's gonna be fairly easy. Mate in 1. This one is how do we go about this? This is a simple fork. Do we have a mate? Yeah, we do have a mate. Oh, okay, I mean the queen. I had found the mate, but yes, this is also a mate in 2 puzzle, so it's straightforward again. Okay, so the king does not have squares, but I don't have mating attack here. How do we go about doing it? Okay, it's a simple fork puzzle. You set up the fork and you win the bishop in the process. Again, a pretty straightforward puzzle. When we're starting off, we have this check and this mate. So seems again a okay, no, wrong. I thought it's a mate. It's not. This is not a good sign. Where I thought it's a straightforward one. What if I do this? And yeah, how do you stop this mate? Is there a way? No, I think you have to give up material. Yes. This. Oh no, I have a simpler mate. The mate is from on this square here. Great. Luckily I didn't mess this up. Okay, this is interesting. It's a simple mate in 2. Start with the bishop and then the queen. Straightforward because the king was already in dire states. Check, and that's it. This end of this puzzle. Alright, so what do we have here? We have this check here. King comes here. This is not really good. Okay, let's think about it. He has an intermezzo, so I can't take this. He has an intermezzo. I have this check. Excuse me. King comes here. Alright folks, I'm not getting a clean way to handle the situation. I'm massive material down, I'm a complete piece down, and I would of course want to try to win this back. He starts with this check. Now do we have a mate anywhere inside? I don't see a mate inside. I can win this piece, and then I can win. Yes, if he takes it, then I can win back this piece. So okay, I can save that, not an issue. So I think overall it's fine. I think we've done a quick run through the first in the 8 to 10 puzzles. Okay, so this is a straightforward one, basically removing the defender. Let's see what's happening here. Here we have the king does not have a lot of squares currently. He has no squares. No, I can simply, it's a pawn mate. Wow, straightforward, extremely simple puzzle. Okay, so all this, let's understand this. These 2 pawns are running. This pawn can be easily controlled, so I just need to exchange off everything, win this pawn and win the match. So seems a straightforward puzzle here. This one is a nice little mate in 1 puzzle. The other queen is pretty much useless. Alright, so finally the whole thing has got loaded. And it's a simple discovered attack, winning the queen kind of a puzzle. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, see folks, this is a clear-cut back rank issue and we are going to exploit it by sacrificing the queen and finishing the match. Let's see, we are at question number 16. We have only a minute or so remaining. So how do we go about this? This knight is pretty much lost, but I don't find a good way to do this. So I have this check, but it's not helping. Queen takes. Okay. The bishop, the knight. Okay, I'm a little confused here. Okay, I have this check here. and this mate here. Okay, great. I think I was unnecessarily looking at the queen side. There's a clear-cut mating sequence, which I totally just ignored. And this is the standard setting up the fork puzzle. So it's going to just give us this scenario here. Alright folks, so now what do we go about doing it here? Here we have the king, which is absolutely in the corner, ready to get mated. But I don't have a nice way to do it. So we, for example, we have this check. Do we have anything blocking? No blocks possible. So the king comes here and then I deliver this mate. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that does not matter because the mate still continues. Okay, here we have been offered a free queen. I'm not sure why I've been offered this free queen. Oh, okay, this was the idea. Okay, it's not a free queen. Now the thing is, I'm getting the other bishop free as well. This bishop's gone, so I wasn't sure what was happening. It was completely. I think the simple queen is the pawn is queening, and there's nothing to stop it. It gave me a couple of tempos and really making it super easy for me. Now here we have okay, very interesting situation. I was thinking about fork opponent has mate in 2 kind of a situation. So whenever that happens, we need to be fairly careful. So how do we go about doing it? So first I think I block this check and then I have this setting up the fork. Is that what it is? So I think that is probably what that could be. But unfortunately he has this check as well and this rook is hanging. Everything is in. It's not looking good folks, just not looking good. Yes, I figured this out. This is the check. And then we have this particular check and then we have this. Alright folks, so as I said, I found this is a check and then I skewer him, he has to take it and then have his fork. Pretty good puzzle and probably the last one for the day. So what is his idea? I'm just not understanding. I think I can simply take this and just push this to queening. The issue here is that if I allow the king to go there, right, once the king reaches there, this is a draw. Oh, okay, it's not a draw, it's not a rook pawn, so I think we are good. I was a little concerned about the drawish tendencies of this game. It's not. Alright folks, so we've done one set of puzzles. I'm going to go to the puzzle themes. As we saw in my practice yesterday as well, I seem to be missing intermezzos. So I'm going to continue practicing some of my intermezzos. I'm going to practice 5 puzzles today before we get into the actual practice game for the day. So every day, as we know, we are doing practice puzzles. Alright, what is the intermediate move that we have here? So we cannot take this because of the fact that the rook is hanging. So if I can find a great place to keep my queen, I would be guaranteed a free piece. The question is, which particular square gives me an escape as well as is creating a threat? Right, I think that is something that we need to see. Is there any mate in 1 threat, mate in 2 threats? Is there anything that I can do? So I was thinking about bishop takes, queen takes, discovered attack for the queen. Queen goes somewhere, but yeah, it seems far too long in this whole sequence. I'm not super clear on that yet. Alright folks, I think now the intermezzo puzzles are getting fairly interesting. I take, he takes my queen. After that, do I have an intermezzo? I can take his queen, he has a back rank weakness, but I don't see a way to capitalize on that. I am not super clear folks because I think it's takes, rook takes, and then I find an intermezzo move. Alright folks, I am a little confused at this point of time because we've got a good go to a good puzzle rating level 2141. And again, the puzzles are going to be fairly interesting, and it needs us to think a bit. So we are going to think a bit for a couple of minutes. So my idea was pawn takes, rook takes, and then find a good intermezzo move. Which would be what is the question, right? So I think I'll have to take it. He can't really take this after that because of the back rank weakness he has. But 2 pieces for a queen, is it okay? I don't know. Let's try this. No, it's wrong. Get a hint. I know I need to move the queen, but I'm not going to find it out. Where do I move the queen? Okay, folks. So I think I saw this, but I did not know. Because that was hanging, and then you take this. Okay, nice intermezzo. I think started off the day or not a great note. No, I'll have to take this, otherwise this is just running. So, but I have an intermediate move of this check, and then take this, allowing this pass. Okay, got it. This is the intermezzo he's talking about. I'll have to take it. There's not a choice. And once he takes this, I have this running. He goes back. I come here. He goes here. I push it. He goes there, and then I take it. So allowing me to get the opposition and continue to win. So it's a good intermezzo puzzle. This time it was a straightforward one because I know it's an intermezzo puzzle, making it much more easier for me to play this. I have this. The only problem is that I need to find a way to stop this back rank weakness that I have. Now the way to do that, I guess, is give him this check, give him this check here, and then he would go back there. Folks, this is the check. This I cannot do this because the queen just simply comes up here. So where is the intermezzo? Where is the intermezzo? So this is the check. First check is the 2 options. The king comes here for sure, and once he does that, I have an option to give him a check here. King goes back there. I need to somehow, yes, this check and then takes, because then I can block the queen when it happens. So it's a very nice position which I missed, and allowing me to win the piece. Good one. Now what do we do here? We have alright folks, let's see what do we have here. I have this threat to the queen. He has to move the queen somewhere, and then I win this bishop. No, we're not really winning a bishop here. Okay folks, let's think about it. As we know that he does have an option to simply take this, but he cannot take it because the bishop is protecting it. Knight can take it, but then he loses the queen. So I think this is the correct move. No? Okay, this knight that takes this. Okay. Now what's the intermezzo? This is the intermezzo, because then I can simply take this off, and then I'm simply winning. Okay, great folks. I think 4 puzzles, 2 right, 2 wrong. Last puzzle, I said I promised only 5 puzzles for the day, and I think we're going to end up with a negative scoring on our puzzles. What is the intermezzo? I take this, as simple as that, and he takes this. Alright, and then I have this move, which totally ruins his plan. So I can just simply remove this off, and then take this. Alright folks, so we've got done 5 puzzles, plus 15, minus 26, so we are on minus 11 points, and I should not get greedy. We have to accept the day as it is. So we'll finish the day on a minus on the puzzles. We'll see if we do have time. We'll just do our game. We have to look at our game, and of course our objective this time is first 10 moves fast and then slow down the game a bit. Alright, so we're going to take the first 10 moves fast. That was our learning from the previous rapid. We are prepping for our next rapid, thinking of the intermezzo, thinking of the time management. These are the two points on which we are working hard on this week. This weekend again I have a rapid tournament, and I'm hoping to do better than the previous tournament. I'll have to of course look at that, what's happening. I can check the lobby if there's any games. Alright, I think we finally found an opponent. Opponent is strong, 1885 on the leeches. rating, and I'm going to quickly start off our Queen's Gambit decline structure. Accepted or declined elements on that Queen's Gambit. I typically get this knight in, get the other knight in, and he typically opens this, put the bishop here, open this up, right? So it's a pretty standard structure for me. The two knights here, bishop here, I open this up, protecting this pawn, he castles. And what do I typically do here? And that's an important point to note, and I don't remember my prep. I'm out of opening in this already. But let's say I just try to block any further action on this lane, and then I typically close this lane, not allowing this, allowing this, allowing this, and so on and so forth. The typical structure. I put my bishop here along this diagonal, try to escape this off, and then the idea here being bishop here, queen here, knight here. Knight takes, bishop takes, sack, and there's a mate there, right? So that's some basic ones which are 1800 odd will not fall for. So it's just to get a perspective that okay, this is a typical move. They would want to exchange off this bishop with this knight, and what I do typically play this bishop here, pawn push, comes back, and then eventually give this bishop to this. So typical move maneuvering that happens. Why do I do this? Why don't I directly move it here? Because it will force him to play this, weakening the squares there, right? The white squares are weakened, and then I play this move here, allowing this opening, right? And now this becomes quite good for us, but of course he's going to try to push these pawns front. Quite logical way to approach it. Now here I have an option of, yeah, this is a bit confusing to me. How do I play this? The idea being that I want to dominate the diagonal, but if I take this right away, he takes, and sorry, d takes, b takes, e takes, and then this knight will capture this, and bishop will capture this pawn. This pawn becomes fairly weak. So how do I go about playing this situation? I can't allow this to stay here. If I take, I'm going to give him a dominant center here, which I don't like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just walk away and allow this pawn push. I'm allowing this pawn push, and then later on I'm going to just simply castle and then open this up with king and all of that, and getting this bishop still being on the diagonal and get the queen in here. So that is the long-term plan for me. It's not very straightforward because okay, so I need to close this before castling. Makes perfect sense. He may just exchange these off, saying one defender less at the center. I'm going to castle next. If he does not, if he takes, I take. So if I look at the situation, I'm 16 moves in and I've just spent 15 seconds. So am I being too fast? That's the question. So of course this knight can become deadly here, but I would want to castle first, get the rook away, and then this is still a long away, and he would of course get a lot of play at this point in time. Alright folks, not an issue. So where would he put his, if I was black, what is his problem? His problem is this bad bishop, which needs a lot of effort to get developed. It's nestled between his own set of pawns, so the ideal move would be to move the pawn here, get the king in. I don't think so that's such a brilliant idea. I'm not sure if it's such a great idea, so yeah, not an issue. And now I have my bishop is free, sorry, my knight is free. Knight on e2 is finally free. I've castled. I've got into better position, but I think I've messed up my opening at some particular point of time, and I would really want to know where did I do this mistake. Of course, if he, interesting. I simply have this move. He has to do something because I have this fork coming, so not an issue at all. Of course, he's not allowing me to do a set of moves. Perfectly alright. This knight is really a good position for this knight. And how do I go about developing this knight, right? This knight is as bad as this bishop. I have a pretty good pawn structure here, which I'm pretty happy about. knight having this. Okay, he messed this up. I have this fork and I win that rook which is in that corner. Yeah, so I'm going to simply take away this rook, and then I would want to put my other bishop into the game. Because of the spin here, I can theoretically just bring my knight here, but then it's not a great position for the knight, is it? Where would I want my knight? So backward pawn, open up the center and then target this pawn. I think that's a fair idea here. And get this away from here, and I'm going to attack this. Not an issue. My idea of course is to attack. How do I attack this pawn here? Okay, I'm going to put the queen here, attacking this pawn. He will defend it one way or the other. Yes, as I had anticipated. And then I want to play this, getting a queen entry into the position. Let's see if that works. I don't want him to push this pawn. I want to push my own pawn here. No. Okay. Folks, this is a clear-cut case of not really looking at the position. I just gave him a free pawn, giving him some counterplay, which is really bad as such. So yes, really bad game from my side. I think I just got a bit complacent. He wants to open this up. I want to put this in a good square. I'm not sure what is a good square for this knight here. So yeah, I'm just not clear. I'm now feeling a bit stuck. So I want to put my knight here. Okay, great folks. I found a way to put the knight here, which I think so is a good square for this knight. Alright, so that's my plan. If he asks me for this exchange, I'm going to simply take it. Really? Okay, why? I mean, sorry, what was my idea? Okay, sorry, my idea was this. Okay, let me continue with the idea. Okay, so finally he gets his knight, trying to get his knight into the game. Sounds okay to me. Now I'm threatening this pawn because this pawn's pinned because of this queen, attacking this here and so on and so forth. That's a good one because he realized that now I cannot take it because this pawn, this knight is protecting it, and I'm going to just continue my development, allowing myself this move here. Alright folks, so what is the plan? The plan is this takes, and then there's simply a pawn push. Right, that's the idea. And yeah, he comes here, there isn't much left. Okay, interesting. Now I need to be really careful here. He's gonna come here, and threaten mate here. Alright folks, this is I think so deadly for me. That's the plan. That gives me a move. That totally gives me a move. I think I've lost the game here folks. Good game. I don't want to look at the analysis board. How are we doing till here? It was an equal position and I messed it up. What was the right move for h4? Takes, queen takes, and then I have to sacrifice and lose the match. So horrible game today, but nonetheless we've lost a few points. That does not matter. So let's analyze this game. I think what is happening is, in the process of trying to play fast, I'm doing some mistakes. And I just finished the whole game in 10 minutes. So of course, here, right here, what is the best move here? I was worried about this. Still I'm doing better. Alright, so a little bit of advantage lost. it's okay. I think out of the opening I'm fine. Here also I believe I'm fine. Yes, I'm fine. 0.5, which is basically fine. What is the best move here? Pinning this, not allowing this pawn push. Okay, great. Got a good move. Moves this away. Then put the knight in better squares. Okay folks, so of course this was completely passive and extremely passive, but then, oh wow, I had this move. He takes, I take, he takes, push the pawn, he plays it up. Don't I have, okay, I don't have that. Okay, interesting folks. I think there's a lot of tactics which I missed. Allowing me this fork, I think I was completely winning at this point of time. Yes, I was, and then I messed it up by a little bit of fast play. This is where I lost the plot, and I told you guys that I just lost the eye on the ball, and he just gave me too much play, allowing this exchange. And yeah, I think this was a mistake. I should have taken from this pawn, keeping this whole place intact. It was a drawn game, and then I just messed it up. A very quick finish. I think I'll have to give him a good game in this thing. Let us just do the computer analysis and revise our mistakes. In the meanwhile, I would want to congratulate my opponent on a good game. And I think what it tells us is I need to slow down in the middle game. So I think the practice we're going to do now for the next matches, first 10 moves is fast, and then if I have an advantage, I need to slow down, simplify. And that's the other mistake. I think I had to simplify, try to go for exchanges, try to get into get into a good situation. What happened? This is still running. Yes, so as you can see, learn from mistakes. Yeah, this one, as we saw this already, the king has to sit here. The second one is this knight is not supposed to be coming here. This is interesting. I am not okay. The idea was this move here, allowing this exchange and then pushing this pawn, right? So that was the way forward. Castle is a mistake. I think the same idea. No, not the same idea. All right. Was it the knight? The pin part? No, not really. That's not the idea. I think should I have to push this pawn here, folks? So yeah, I'm not sure what was the idea here. I don't know why the engine had got stuck. So yeah, I remember this move. It's an interesting idea. This move's the other idea. These two I remember, but now here I'm stuck. I'm not clear. How do I go about doing it? Was it this, trying to close this position? Alright folks, not sure what's happening. This evaluation is not working, so let me just simply try to understand. Knight x e4 was the best. Knight into e4. Interesting folks, how does this work? Okay, I don't see any compensation. I'm just a piece down and I'm not very clear. How do I go about doing this? I just don't understand how the attack is too overwhelming, but it's giving a piece up. I wasn't sure how do we go about doing this, so I'm going to try this again. Last time queen here was the first one. Knight there was wrong because of the fact that I had to push this pawn, and this was wrong because I had to simply take this pawn up, give 2 pawns for an exchange. Alright folks, so here of course I'm just giving up this pawn. It was just simply straight up blundering. What could I have done instead? What I could have done instead here in this position, I'm going to simply view the solution on this. Okay, so just opening, giving up a pawn. Not really giving up a pawn, but yes, that's a good one because it was a pin that was protecting something. Now here, did I have this symbol directly taking this off? No, it's protected. So yeah, exactly. That doesn't make sense. Alright folks, I'm not very clear on what we need to do here. Okay, that does not make any sense at all to me. Oh, okay. That's a very sharp tactic. And of course, this one we saw this already. Alright, folks, so we spent half an hour on this game. I'm going to play another quick game. Probably, we'll see what's happening. 15 plus 15 is a bit too long, and I'm not sure if that's the opponent I would want to play. 10 plus 5. Okay, folks, playing black this time against a fairly stronger player now, 1963. And this one I'm going to try and understand how the king's Indian defense works. It was a typical opening that we tried to do. I put the bishop here, castle, put the other bishop here, and so on. So normally this is the move. I need to block this. Okay, this happened, so I'm going to castle. I'm out of the opening prep in 5 moves. Alright, folks, that's the reality. Now, where should I put my pieces? I would want to control this diagonal. So I'm going to put my bishop there. Control this diagonal. And how do I challenge the center? I want to take this break here, with the idea that I'm not going to put this pawn here. Alright, folks, my idea is, okay, that pawn there is not really a brilliant idea because this bishop would be highly in poor shape. So I'm not sure it's the best idea. But okay, let's see. How do I need to take it? No, I think I need to slow down, folks. I remember I told you that I'm playing a bit too fast. Oh, okay, interesting. Very interesting. Now he wants to start off on an attack, which I'm not sure if it's a brilliant idea. I'm going to open this up, put the bishop knight here, put this knight, take this pawn, and then put the other knight. Okay, where do I want the other knight? The other knight I wanted to sit there, but then this bishop is here. It's a bit tricky. Overall, the situation is tricky, but this here is it's not centralized, etc. And this bishop can become strong. So let me try to exchange this off. I don't think so he will exchange, but let's try. Let's try to exchange that off. Now the problem is he does this. I take. Isn't this too much? Too many pawns in the center. Yes, there is just too many pawns in the center. Alright, folks, I think again I misplayed this here, but let's try. There's nothing wrong in trying. I'm getting this pawn here. It's a pin piece, so he cannot do anything about it. So I'm getting an additional pawn here. So that's good. I did misplay the opening. Now I'm targeting this pawn. And extremely interesting. He wants to. I'm going to take it this way. I'm continuing my capture streak, and I'm going to open up this way. And I'm going to simply sit here, or sit here next. If he pushes the pawn, I sit there. Okay, folks. Now comes the critical position, critical move. If he. Okay. Let's think about it. How do we go about it? My queen has to enter the game somehow, and once it does, I think things get stabilized for me. Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to close this position and get my king into the game. As simple as that. Okay, folks, I'm going to put this here and let's see how it goes. My idea is now the bishop takes becomes a real threat. Pawn takes, queen takes, and I think I'm fine because I'm a couple of pawns up, right? Okay, so if he takes this here, I'm just going to move it here, and the pawn acts as my protector. So nothing to really worry about. This check is not really meaning much, according to me. Of course, I may be wrong. my idea is that I'm going to now open this up and try to create some activity. Alright folks, let's see how this goes. My idea is he takes the pawn and king just slides aside and sits in the corner, bishop protecting it. I'm just winning the piece. I don't see great counterplay. This is his plan. Now what do I do? Alright folks, let's take it as like a second to try and evaluate the position. Now his point being there is a mate somewhere, sometime, but not anytime soon. So how can I punish him for this? Check, queen takes, check, bishop takes, and then I have this option here. How do I punish him, folks? I think we need to take a minute here. His attack seems overwhelming, but it is not, let me tell you that. It's not really that great position for him. He just does not have a mate in this position, but I do. I have a mate in one threat right here, right? Because this is controlling this diagonal. He doesn't have this check. He takes, I takes. That's it. There's nothing, and I have threatening this mate right here. He doesn't have a castle. He does not have great moves at this point of time. Then I am going to just block him off. Yes, I expected this move. Now I'm going to pin you to the king. Now what can he do? I've pinned him to the king, and what's happening? Alright folks, see, I'm a material up. I'm hoping to get more material up, but that's not the objective now. My objective now is to somehow create a good amount of counterplay. I just need to get this knight into the game, and then I think I'm probably winning. Of course the king seems dangerously close, but there's nothing that can easily remove this bishop out of this square. So that's the advantage that we're talking about. He's asking me, allowing me this exchange. I'm material up. I am massive material up, and I'm going more material up. I'm not clear. Where's the mate? Oh, okay. Okay, and now I understand what's happening. This is the move, folks. This is the move that gives me an intermezzo attack here, and then I simply take this up. The match is done once that happens. Yes, my dear friend. I'm going to continue picking up material. And I just simply get my other rook into the game, and alright folks, things are going to get a bit tricky now because he has this kind of an attack going on. But let me see how he handles the situation, because I have the discovery, I have a few checks. Let's see how it goes, because I don't like my position. I like my position materially, but this pawn is a thorn, and he's going to get the two rooks here, and it's a perpetual in the making. But it's not that straightforward for the opponent at this point in time. It's not that easy. Right, so alright folks, I think I'm messing up. I think I'm messing this up. I'm a little worried that I'm messing this up. Okay. So let me just give him this check here. I have a few checks. I have this threat. Okay, no issues. Okay folks, now I needed to get this pawn. Okay. Without that pawn, it's fairly hard for him to do much. He can come there. Just doesn't matter. He doesn't have a mate. Relax folks, now I need to be absolutely careful. The two rooks have cornered my king. That's it folks, I think we are now completely winning because he just does not have anything. He has this check and then I come here and then he has nothing because this check he loses this. Alright folks, this only moves so he cannot do anything next. So I think I'm pretty safe. Now I need to figure out a way get my rooks doubled up and then removing this situation completely. So I'm going to try and do this ladder mate. A simple ladder mate would be sufficient. Oh no, I missed a mate in one. Oh my god folks, I think I deserve to kick myself because I was completely winning. I just need to do a check, come up here, give a check, come up here and then just check here and then just simply win a piece and then I'm winning. Okay folks, I think horrible day, 2 difficult losses, missed a mate in one here and then missed a simple pawn sacrifice. I think I've had a tough day today and I'm going to call it a day after having a really terrible day with 2 back-to-back losses, completely winning portion in one, equal portion in the other. So I think this is how my tournament went as well and I think I need to go back and see. But I think there's a time management issue as well here. I had massive amount of time and I blundered mate in one. As such, so good day folks and yeah, let me analyze. Sorry, I think I have to analyze this game and I'm going to use a computer analysis. I don't have the patience to look at move by move. Probably I'll look at this, but it's a terrible way to lose a match which was completely in our grasp. Material up position and then just simply messed it up in the end game, and let's learn from our mistakes. I think it's still coming up. A simple mate in one situation. Tough day folks, tough day at the office. And yes, I think 2 blunders. One of the blunders is queen there is a blunder. Should I take this? No. I give up almost all my advantage by doing this. Should I do this? No, I don't. Let me learn from my mistakes, and I think I just knight opens up, getting the pieces into the game. I was too late on that, and of course there's one more mistake folks, come on. You can't tell me this wasn't a mistake. I just blundered mate in one. Horrible day. And yeah, okay folks, that's it from me today. Thank you all. Have a great day, and I think I need to find energy to come back tomorrow for day 7 after a couple of tough losses in the day. Thank you.